know. And I was just like looking at the picture, like the video, sorry, there was a reel on Instagram and like just him going and
Yeah.
it's kind of just amazing because like Billy Idol was like the rebel of the 80s. Like he was like, you know, the one that it's like that older sister that had the black hair. Okay. And she was like the coolest girl in the class. And she listened to Billy Idol. Okay. And then what happens is that like he's now like the star. He officially
Oh,
has a star now.
he
All of
I
Hollywood. It's
it's
amazing.
always funny when they give somebody a star and it's like, "Ugh, I thought they already had one, you
No,
know? It was
no,
like,
you gotta earn it.
yeah, you got to grow old
Of course.
and not like screw everything up.
Yeah.
They didn't give a star to Kanye, right? No star for Kanye.
I don't really want to go down that rabbit hole, but if we
I'm just saying,
did,
but they don't, he doesn't
no, no,
have
no,
one
no,
right
no,
now,
no, no.
right?
I don't
Yeah.
believe so.
There's no
Uh,
star there.
no. Well, this is American Groove, a segment of Lost in the Groove. I am your host, Dave, and
This is your other host, Karissa.
yes, very exciting. We are here on a beautiful Saturday. This is a very unkosher brunch, actually, as promised.
I haven't done anything unkosher today. Oh my God, look at you.
So we're having, yes, I'm going to have these a little later. I'm not going to have them on the podcast, but they're cooling.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Thank you.
Louie, come here. Come here, babies.
So
Come on up here.
American Groove is a quite new segment. I mean, we started it back in October of last year. And we don't know really the direction of where we're going with this. So we're kind of just taking it episode by episode, just having fun. I mean, me and Chris have been friends for about 3 years. So it's literally just friends that happen to be stoners having a great time for an hour, possibly a half, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we thought about doing like mini segments and making them a lot shorter. But American Groove is just a good place to come to hang out. I really like doing this Saturday morning episode that we're doing right now. I plan on making my coffee. I plan on rolling a joint. I plan on catching up, talking
Got
about
tea?
great stoner things. Yes, we have some tea to share. Yeah, I'm
We
sure we
definitely have a
do.
lot of tea to share. Trust me.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we like hashed over a lot of tea last night, you know, and then like we had a moment in the conversation where it just like went like silent. We're both just like hanging out, like working together. And it was like really, really cool. But today we will stay alert and we will stay together and we will talk about everything that we want to
So,
talk about.
on my end to start this podcast, because we usually, when we do American Groove, we always smoke a joint throughout the episode.
That will
Today,
happen.
I am out here in South Florida. I live in the Fort Lauderdale area. We have a beautiful place called Sunburn, and this is the joint that I'm going to be smoking today. It is called Grape Haze, and it is one of the newest flavors that they have. This is like one of their like gold vaults supreme that they have, and waiting for the experience.
Is that a pre-roll?
Yes, it is.
Sweet. Okay, so what kind is it?
Um,
Is it like the one that we smoked?
I this one I believe is, I think it's a hybrid. I don't know if it's a
Cool.
hybrid or an indica. Hold on.
I'm not picky.
I'm not picky either. I'm trying to figure out what it is. It says a pre-roll, but I'm not exactly sure if it is a hybrid or an indica, so I cannot verify that information, unfortunately.
I love a pre-roll. I feel like it's a lot of money at once, but it's like a
$8.
luxury. Oh,
So
that's not bad at all.
listen, people, if you're out here in South Florida, I know some of you viewers are out in California. I can't help you there, but for our Floridian,
All over.
yeah, all over. But if you live down here, Sunburn dispensaries, they are amazing. They have an incredible staff, and they have a lot of great deals. So definitely check them
Yeah.
out.
When I was in Florida, I was surprised to see like the dispensaries. I was like, oh, cool. Like, I don't know, it made me feel really good to see a dispensary. Like I was like, yes, they're here. I
Well,
don't
you
know.
you gotta have to understand something about like South Florida culture, primarily, like where your parents are living in South Florida as well. It's just on the west, and we're on the east. You know, there's the west and
Yeah.
east coast of Florida, and we're both
Mhm.
south. We are more of a liberal and more
Mhm.
progressive conservative environment. For example, the west is very progressive conservative, very, and also very liberal as well. But the rest of Florida isn't like that. The thing is also same thing with California. Like people don't realize that like there are states, Texas is one of them, California is another one, Florida is another one, where you have blue pockets in red districts or red pockets with blue districts.
Mm.
That makes sense for anybody that's listening.
Politics.
No, it's not politics. It's not. It's the idea of how the community is taken care of. You know, is it a more progressive conservative view? Because that's going to be a different type of audience, a different type of people that are going to live there. For example,
Oh, there's tons of people that are from like the East Coast. And I feel like a lot of people are all intermixed with each other. That's my take on it. And I guess that's what I would like to believe. I know, I need like a beautiful coffee cup. I just have my styrofoam cup.
well, again, me promoting Florida, this is a Florida Starbucks cup.
Oh, that's super cute.
I really want people from Florida listening.
You're like, hey, Floridians, this is a Florida hub. This podcast right here, it's for Florida. Okay, I
You know,
love
and
that. I do. Like, it's for everybody, obviously, but like,
of course, we're very
I
loving here
had
with
such a
everyone.
good time. Yeah, I had such a good time in Florida. It was just, I mean, the pace of it, the beauty, being so close to the beach, like my time in Florida, ooh, was it good? And I live in California, and I thought that Florida was just like good. I had a really, really good time. I don't know. I had good, good, good. That's all I have to
It's a,
say.
it's a different environment. That's the thing about Florida. I'm
Hmm.
specifically South Florida because I'm going to be very honest. I don't really understand North Florida culture. I never lived there. I've never been there. I know it's completely different. I'm talking about
I've met
South.
some good people from North Florida,
Mhm.
definitely. Yeah, I've
I just
met
don't.
some really cool people.
Yeah, it's just like for me,
Daytona.
Daytona. You know somebody from the Daytona?
Well, when I was on a cruise ship, I made friends with this guy and girl. They're sisters. I mean, sister and brother. And they were really, really cool. I was probably like 18 and they were probably like 20, 21 or something like that.
Wait a minute. So you said
She
you
was
met
like
these people on
20.
a boat?
I was on a cruise. Yeah. I went on like a spring break cruise with my family, and I made friends with like these other kids, and they were from Daytona. And I remember the guy like had a business where he removed palm trees. Like that was his job, is that he did palm tree removal. And see, that's novelty to me because I was from Iowa and we didn't have palm trees. So it was really funny that somebody like their whole job revolved around a palm tree, you know? Not
It
funny.
it's just a weird profession. I mean, it's like somebody saying that, what do you do for a living? Um, I'm the clown in Party City. You know, I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying that like it's one of those very niche professions because it's very specific to like Florida has palm trees, right? So does
Yeah.
California. Not every state has palm trees. Like I grew up in a state that didn't have palm trees. I grew up in New York. There's no such thing as a palm tree in New York. Are you fucking stupid? Like it's like
Yeah, it's
30
just like
below zero.
Iowa. Yeah, there's no palm trees where I grew up, so it was pretty cool. I still remember the palm tree guy's name, and I remember he was like trying to flirt with me and like impress me and stuff, and he was like, yeah, there's like 800 different types of palm trees. There's, this palm tree and that palm tree, and this type of palm tree is the hardest one to remove. And he was like telling me about being a palm tree guy, and he wasn't bad, and he had like tan skin and blonde hair or whatever. I made out with the palm tree guy. It's kind of funny, like I was
There we
18, but
go.
I was still in high school.
You see, I want to tell you something. This is what happens with Carissa all the time. She tells this really inspiring story, and then she's like, well, I kind of made out with the guy, And
But that's all I did.
that's
Like,
all
and
that
we hung
happens.
out
Like, there's no, we
as
need
like
honey, we need
friends.
juice, we need a little Madonna in there. We got to get a little sherry. We got to get a little something, a little
His name was
spice.
Gary. I remember his name. How funny is that? And like I think we like text for like a couple months like after the cruise was over, but you know, he never like I really liked Gary because he understood that he was just kind of like someone that was my friend like on the vacation, and it was like, okay, we had a couple drinks and like kissed, but we're not going to like hook up, and we're not going to like make out or like chase each other around the whole cruise. It was
Okay,
just kind of like, okay, like
I'll give you a pass.
we're friends. Like we weren't like, oh my God, I've met the love of my life on this cruise. It was just like, no, like we're both just on a cruise. We're never going to see each other again. But I wasn't the type of person to like hook up. I mean, I never have been, but I did make out with this palm tree guy. And I don't know, I was like friends with his sister too. And she was really fun and like cool to hang out with. And she was like flirting with other guys and stuff. So it just became fun. I don't know. And I mean, I was only on this cruise for like, I don't know, like 5 days. It was pretty fun.
5-day cruise. That actually sounds really nice because, like, it's pretty much an entire work day, like a work week. Sorry. So you have 5 whole work
Work
days.
day.
No, seriously. Like, if
No, I
you,
understand. Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah. Cruises are really cool. Like I I mean, there's something that makes me nervous about it, especially like the whole Titanic thing, but if I
that was
put that
100 years ago,
out,
though.
if I put that out of my mind, I like a cruise ship. My friend's dad does like he's a magician. He works on cruise ships sometimes. He's the guy that, you know, does the magic show. The people that get to see him on a cruise are very lucky. I mean, I don't really know much about magic shows on cruises, but I mean, I saw her dad perform and it was really, really good. And like, I didn't know if, you know, the magic shows on cruises are usually like really, really good. You know what I mean? I thought maybe they're kind of like mediocre, but I also haven't seen one since I was like since I was 18, you
I mean,
know, so maybe
I've
they are blowing people away.
never been on a cruise my entire life.
What? That totally sounds like something that your mom would do.
My mom is terrified of the ocean.
See, my dad was kind of that way too. My mom had to talk my dad into it. So, yeah, I could see how some people's parents just don't do cruises, you know?
My mom,
Yeah.
like, our version of vacations was doing what my mom wanted. So my mom always wanted to go to Florida. So we always went down to Florida. My mom always wanted to go to Disney. So we always go into Disney.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not saying that we had bad experiences. Like, I had a lot of fun as a kid going to Disney. Like, I remember when new rides were open. I remember, this is crazy.
I remember.
I remember when I was in Animal Kingdom around 2007 or 2006,
Yeah.
and the Mount Everest ride that opened there. We were there the day it was opened. We were on. This is the crazy part is
What, is that why you were there? Was because
no,
it had opened?
no. So okay, I got to explain that. It's really like this is one of like memories I can remember from a childhood that like very vividly. We went down to Florida. I believe it was late 2006, 2007. I don't remember when the ride opened, and I don't remember the exact date. But we went down to the trip, and one of the days that we were there, we went there from a Sunday to a Friday. We decided we got up really. My mom got up really early. I don't know why. And then I woke up. We got up really early. I'm talking about like we were up like about 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning.
You guys were excited. You want to get over to the park.
No, no, no. We had no plans of going to the parks. Nothing. We just woke up
What?
really early. I don't know. I don't know why. Okay. Remember, I would like. I was 7 years old when this happened. I was very little, and we go downstairs, and my mom decides to go to we were going to go to not Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, but the lines, the highways were, there's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of traffic. There was tons of traffic. So my mom said, you know what, it's like it's like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. We were able to get early access to the parks. So we went to Animal Kingdom. And we were one of the very first, I believe we were one of the very first groups, don't quote me on this, that went on to the ride, like one of the first days when it was open. And
Just don't quote me on this mean I'm lying? What exactly does don't quote me on the, what do you mean
because
by
for
that?
me is because you have to understand something. I am telling you a memory
I
that
was
I
7.
saw when I was 7 years old.
It felt like you were one of the very first people to get
People.
on it. Yeah, and you were amongst the beginning. Yeah, you gotta, I mean, I
It
sound
was
so
an
privileged,
it was
but it's
amazing.
like those memories, they're worth, trying real hard. Anybody who can give that to their child, that's money well spent. If you have that money, it's money well spent to give your kids those memories, I think.
My parents didn't
I
have the money.
I know, yeah, right. But like, if you're willing to get into the debt, no, I just don't know. I don't make any suggestions for anyone on the way that they parent. And I don't have enough money to have kids, so I don't have enough money to take my kids to Disney, So like, but I'm very grateful that I have those memories of being there when I'm 7, and you do too, and it's like it it is so golden in your memory, in your mind, that it feels like you were the first person to get on, Mount
Actually,
Everest.
like we kind of were there like the first week, not this series. We actually were there the first week it opened because the one thing
Yeah.
I do remember is this was back in the day before they had social media. There was a sign that was outside the door because it was so brand new. They had to have staff walk with us to go up to the ride. And there was a sign that said, this is, it said like something like 6th or 7th day, like welcome or something. It had like a weird sign, like one of those like new signs Disney sometimes puts up that looks really,
Yeah,
really
like
clean.
just open,
Just
or
open,
something
yeah.
like that. A
And
brand new ride's really cool. I got to go to Toy Story like right when it was opening, and it
same
was
here. Oh
really,
my
really
God.
crowded, but to see all the detail that they had put
Yes.
into everything was just like, holy shit.
Can you imagine if we were in the parks the same time?
Yeah, I mean, you and I talk about Disney a lot. My mom and dad talked a lot of shit about going to Disney. They said that they were basically just on their phones the entire time they were there. They said it was just like, the maps are on your phone, just everything is on your phone. You're constantly trying to like book your next ride on your phone. Like, that doesn't sound cool to me. And my mom and dad were like complaining about how like you could spend a lot of extra money and like buy upgrades on your phone to like be able to be, go through the lines faster. And it's just like you end up spending like $50 a ride just to like not wait in a line. And
That's crazy.
it's like, I don't know, like it almost makes me think like, okay, well, if I want to go to Disney, I might as well just like spend an extra $2,000 just to be at the front of the line for everything. Because I swear it might even be like more than that. And then if you have like a family, then you have to do it like per person. It's just nutto. Like I feel like my sister said that she spent 6 hours waiting for the Star Wars ride. Just 6 hours. She was like, it was half of our day, if not the whole thing, pretty much, because we ate like the other part of it. So I just like, ew. Like, and I was like, well, what else did you get to do that day? And she was like, well, we basically just, our whole day was dedicated to getting into the Star Wars ride. I'm like, ew.
It's see the thing is we've talked about this before, like noticing the sudden changes. It's like, hey, what is that? And you're like,
What is
oh,
that?
yeah, like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's a new application. Or like, that's a cool upgrade. Like now it has like a camera that's even bigger, oh, it gets better color. We are creatures of consumption. So it's like, and I'm not complaining. I fucking love consumption, honey. If you can get me, if you can get
I
me
love
the
to
most,
consume.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like
I
the cutest.
know. It's like we leave a bunch of like junk behind too. I guess at least with phones, they don't like have, like a paper and like waste trail. I mean, the phone itself turns into waste, but like, thank God it's all digital. Oh, Louis upset with me
Why are you thank God that it's digital? Like what
because
is
it doesn't have as much of a paper trail and like waste, rate as like other things that we do. My dog's gonna bark a bunch. I'm trying to roll a joint.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Look,
Yeah.
if he wants to bark,
I don't know what it is that he wants.
I don't know. I don't know either. These are great questions.
Here, you take over
Excellent
for a
questions.
second. I'm gonna give him the
Sure.
phone.
Of course. Oh, we got some viewers. We are actually doing this episode live, and we are currently on Instagram. And it has been a quick moment since we've actually done an episode of Lost in the Groove. We kind of took a very long vacation, and I'm very happy because I've been extremely stoned throughout that vacation, and a lot of creative projects and new ideas came out of it. And I I'm actually I'm really happy how this year is going, and I'm really excited to take the ride. I always like try to imagine things as like it's like a thing that I can physically understand. Like, so for example, when I try to understand myself going through the year, I kind of picture it's a small world. One of the Disney attractions on the boat, and you see all the people, and some of them a little racial, but anyway, just waving their little hands, and yeah, that's me on the boat.
Well, it's like, yeah, okay, so you can say that it's kind of like racial, but like it was actually very like
I'm just kidding.
it's really
I'm just being
inclusive.
I'm being a schmuck.
The intention was to like include and represent everyone in the
Yeah,
world.
I know.
I loved the little hula dancers. That was my favorite. Like, there's like little people that on like the island of Tahiti, and their little hips are like dee 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 dee.
That's my mom's favorite thing too. It's the only thing
I
she
think everybody
remembers.
loves it. Everybody loves the little hula dancers. They're so cute.
It's kind
I
of great.
love It's a Small World. It's so cute. Each like little place that you get to,
Don't
you're
sing
like,
the song. Don't sing the song. We don't want to make people go crazy. We could talk about it, but we can't sing about it.
Why not? It's our
I don't know.
podcast.
It's our podcast. I know. It's just I'm gonna go crazy if I hear that song one more time.
Okay, you don't want me to sing it. It's not about the viewers, then you just don't.
No.
Yeah.
I know.
It's you. It is so hard for me to roll a joint and talk on the podcast at the same time. Like,
well,
I know
I
always
couldn't.
like that's the plan, is like to roll a joint and be on the podcast, but then like it's really hard. Like, because I'm trying to be back here for the microphone, but then I want to be like down there for the weed. See? And you're just like rolling your pre-roll, like you have like where how much did you smoke that whole pen that I gave you?
Not yet. And we're going to talk on off the air, but
why?
There's something we need to discuss. Anyway,
why can't we discuss it here?
No, we could discuss about okay, so the pen. So this is the thing. The pen that Karissa gave me is a live resin pen.
I don't care what the type of thing it's smoking. I just smoke it.
Okay, I'm trying to hype this thing up. Okay, this is it's like one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
It's adorable.
It's okay, so
go
fucking
on.
cute.
I'll stop interrupting you.
Sorry. And
shut the fuck up, Karissa.
No, Carissa's fine. Carissa's great.
Shut up. No, go on.
No, you do your rolling, and I'm gonna explain this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna explain the
Yeah.
What was I explaining? Come on, grab it.
The weed pen.
The weed pen.
Resin
Thank you. Okay, so it basically looks like your standard weed vape pen. Okay, it kind of just looks like a long tube, right? And you could see the case in it that has the live resin, and then there's the actual body. Here's where it gets really cool. On the top of it, the part where you put it in your mouth and you pull it. I don't know what that thing is called. It's kind of tilted on an
The
angle.
tip, I don't know, like the
Ah,
part that
I have
goes
it.
up to your mouth.
Oh, should I
Do
grab?
you have it?
I actually have it. Do you want me to grab it?
Yeah, I think I have one around here too if you can't find yours. But
Or give me a second. I'm gonna go grab it. I'll be. My bag is right there. I'll be right back. Honey, you'll be okay. We love you too. Does everyone love Karissa too? Come on, we need a little. We need a little
Yeah. I was
hurrah.
just giving you my Louis energy.
Yes.
He's
Ooh.
like,
Ooh.
don't you dare leave me.
No, I'm not gonna leave you. Let me just go grab it so I can show our audience because I'm dyslexic and I feel like this is how I need to be able to present this. I'll be right back.
Yeah. And then anytime that like David starts to leave, I'm freaking out. But then when I needed to give Louis a bone, I was like, I'm giving Louis a bone. You take over. Okay, so joint turned out pretty okay. Hopefully my parents never watch this. That's the intention. So if anybody sees it and they know my parents, don't go out of your way to tell them about it or talk to them about it.
Now what?
My pot smoking,
What about our pot smoking?
nobody's business but my own.
It isn't, and
It is a Saturday morning.
the thing about stoner culture is it's all about the vibrations, and what that means is every one of us, like for example, for me, I've been smoking for about 3 or 4 years. I've tried different things. I've kind of figured out, and I'm still learning the different things that I like. For example, like do I like flour? Sometimes do I want oil? Um, Sometimes I might be into shatter. I might want to try something else, try a different strain, try a different potency. But I've kind of have a journal of the things that I do like and the things I don't like. Um, and I think that weed is one of those things where it's a very personal thing. I'm not saying it cures everything, okay? It's not like the super drug. It's not like the Superman. It isn't. But but it can be beneficial for some people. It can be beneficial for those other people. And sometimes it can't be damaging. But like I don't know what you were talking about before, and you're gonna have to explain to me what's going on because I was gone
Well,
for
now you're just talking about weed. I feel like as far as like smoking weed, like I don't think anything should be overdone.
Mm-mm.
I feel
Of
like
course
everything's
not.
got to have balance and moderation
Yeah.
and things like that, and like we smoke a lot on the podcast, but that doesn't mean that I think it's okay to just like fucking torture your life away. You know what I mean? But like to each their own. A lot of people go through stages where they just need to just fucking smoke a lot, and it's like, okay, like, but I think that it's always good to do, self-reflection and see if what you're doing is good for you.
Self
Woke up.
self self reflection, and I'm gonna show the pen. I remembered.
Yeah,
Actually,
the shape of it.
I
Yeah.
actually this weed is amazing. I'm serious, like because I'm actually able to focus on what I'm saying. I really like this. So anybody that wants, oh, that's good weed too. We're doing really great over here. I love this flow. This is amazing. All right, let's just go back to this quickly, and then we'll jump back to what we were talking about.
If
Uh,
we have to.
no, I mean we could do whatever we want.
I just like to say dramatic things.
Yes. Yeah. This is the pen for anybody that's looking, and then this is what it looks like for Oliver.
Isn't that cute? Okay, I think it's called a Zeter.
I believe. Let me
Jeter.
Jeter. So
Yeah, or Jetter.
Jeter. These are
Yeah,
amazing. These are
super cute.
amazing.
Really good price. I haven't had it. There's like the end of it, you can just plug it right into a micro USB.
Here.
I haven't had one break. They're bomb. Yeah. I love that when it dies, I can just like charge it back up. It doesn't really die that much either.
And it gives you the right amount of potency because
I think, yeah, it got me high. Yeah.
it's like the thing is it's live resin. You know what live resin is?
It's like taking a dab, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for any alcoholics out there, live resin is like that
Shot of
smooth,
vodka.
or smooth scotch or very expensive cognac or bourbon. It's a very it's like the cream of the crop. I don't know. It's a type. I don't know how to explain it, but it just like I know in my stoner world, honey, live resin is like it's the shit.
Yeah,
It's really good.
I mostly smoke just for like my appetite. Like I just try and like increase my appetite. And then, you know, like it works really well for that. So it's nice to have the little pen around and I can just like, that I'm not hungry anymore.
Mm.
I don't know. So yeah, I got my joint going. Look at that joint, man.
Looks
That's a fat little
amazing.
beauty. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about it.
Happy for you.
Like I said, I've been absolutely obsessed with this computer game that I've been playing, which is like a new thing for me. I've never got into a game that I've been playing. And I think that my theory is that I'm out of school. I go back to school in about 3 weeks and I basically just want to be as carefree and as lazy and just carefree as possible for the next like 3 weeks. And part of that is like playing a game and like just like escaping into this other world, and then like just sleeping in and hanging out with Louie and like whatever else, and just like not taking anything very seriously. And I'm just gonna do that for myself as just kind of like a mental break. So I'm just gonna try and like be like whatever about like anything for the next 3 weeks. That's the
Sounds
goal.
amazing.
But yeah, the monster game is called My Singing Monsters, and it's really neat. It lets me like breed these different monsters, and I really like that part of it. It's been ridiculous. I've been like playing it like nonstop for like maybe 3 days now.
What kind of video game is it?
It's on my iPhone.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's a mobile app. It's like a mobile app. Oh, cool.
Yeah, basically I was at the airport and I looked up like most played games just to see like what people are playing, because I knew I was going to be on the plane for like 6 fucking hours.
What's the name of the game?
My Singing Monsters. It came out in 2017. It's like old, but it's like that's
I know what you're talking
for
about.
me. I love it so much. I've been like making these monsters on these monster islands. I pretty much just have it on mute like the whole time.
Boom. I had it on my phone for a while too.
Did you play it like forever ago? Like 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, just about. Probably stopped playing it about 4 years. Yeah, 4 years ago.
Yeah, I know. I've never seen it before, and I think it's great because it's like pre-pandemic, and it's like 20. Yeah, I love it. And so it's 2017, so it's also before my life went to shit. And so like I kind of think that like 2017 was like a golden age. At least it was for me. And so I'm like, ooh, this game is from that time before everything sucked. And I'm like, yeah.
2017 was the year that I went into my cocoon. I went from a caterpillar and I became a butterfly. Honey, I became a fabulous butterfly. No, seriously, that's the year that I like came out of the closet. It's crazy.
Okay. So it was
2017.
Like a good, yeah. I feel like 2017 like was like
it's a good year for me
in a lot of time in ways. Yeah. So that game is from that time. There's a lot of good things going on in my life right now too. I didn't tell you I was talking with my friend yesterday and I was thinking about doing like medical assistant school and tying that in with my aesthetics license instead of just like doing, waiting for nursing school to work, and like continuing to work on that anyways, but like doing this in the meantime. So I feel like there's a lot of good things going on in my life right now. I feel like there's a lot of good things going on for you right now too, David. I
Eh?
feel like yeah, I know. Don't you think?
Well, yeah, I can agree. I mean, there's been a few exciting things going on. I mean, I am still in school, but
I saw
so
the nails that you
yeah,
did yesterday. They're beautiful.
I did three clients.
Oh my God, that
Three
ombre. It
clients. Yeah.
was like a tequila sunrise, like ombre on her nails. It
She
was
wanted to lick
beautiful.
them. That was
Like a
the
sunset. Yeah, they
yeah.
look like candy.
Uh,
Beautiful nails by David.
so it kind of my goal for this year is to finish beauty school and work in a salon and then transition over to that and then doing the podcast full time.
Hell
So
yeah.
more of these lives, more segments, groove and gravity. Lennon and Rogers.
You
Anyway,
make me want to get my nails done. I did not want to get my nails done, and then I get back into LA and like all the girls have the most beautiful nails and I'm like,
yeah. Well, this one is kind of so it's not very pretty, but this one, except okay, let's put away that finger, and then then it looks good.
oh, who's giving us so much fire? Is this your friend or mine?
A little hint. We uh we do have a new segment that's coming to Lost in the Groove. I told you about this. We're doing a music segment. It's coming out in March.
Wait, you and I or your
No.
friend?
I'm doing with Sean Ellis Rogers from Real Reality Realness. He's on Instagram. Sure
His
to
name's
check out.
Sean. Is that what you're saying?
Sean.
Am I saying it correctly?
I
Is
I don't know. I
Sean the
don't.
same as am I pronouncing it right?
To be honest, I don't know.
Oh, well, what should I call him? Or
Just
they?
I just yeah. I mean,
How do they identify?
um, I have a hard time answering this, and I'll tell you
They
why.
don't?
Kind
Some
of
people just don't. Like they don't want to specify it.
because for Sean, it's where I sometimes will throw in like he's and stuff and theys, but I don't know. I've never like
Yeah, it's up to them to explain it.
yeah. It's weird for me. It's never a thing that's come to my head. So
That's good. I like that.
when we're
I was just
talking,
trying to be like,
yeah,
you know,
I appreciate
nice
that.
about it.
No. It's good because I
Because
otherwise wouldn't explain it.
we're both gonna be, hosts of segments, and so
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't know, we should overlap sometimes
Of course.
with things. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's really good. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. New year, honey. New
New Year,
experiences.
yeah. So like, we're gonna be doing Monday nights, um, basically for a while, unless Saturdays continue to work out. Who is this? Can't wait to meet you.
Oh, yes. You have to meet Sean. Because, girl, honey, when you meet Sean, you be like, oh my God.
That's exciting.
We are just,
I just really appreciate somebody bringing energy to the
oh,
podcast.
yes.
Like, thank you for bringing something into it. Thank you for like, like contributing to the podcast. We want somebody like you, and we want you because we need somebody who's ready to like jump in and bring in their own ideas and have that confidence also like work with other people. It's really cool. I love the podcast. Like I today was just kind of like a go with the flow, get back into it after the holidays. But
We're
after
gonna be,
this,
we're,
we
we're
had a
gonna
couple weeks off, but we're gonna be picking up going every single week now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna we have done episodes like covering Harvey Milk and Freddie Mercury. We are a stoner podcast, but we said this before. We might have those conversations where we watch a documentary and do a whole story. But the idea is like we're just gonna go with the flow, take it week by week, and see how it, just see how it is. See where the conversation takes us. Sometimes that's what you need. You just gotta trust the conversation. Just kind of ease right through it.
um yeah, we always wanted a podcast. I mean, I always wanted a podcast. I just, obviously didn't have this type of setup. David's the brains. He knows how to figure it all out, get it running, set up the platforms, make everything go, connect everything together, edit it, make it happen.
Design.
It's incredible. I love being a contributor to that, and I love coming on and just having fun. Like I'm always reminding David like there's all this hard work that he does, and that I think that when we record, that's when we get to enjoy the hard work that was placed into it. That's how I feel about music festivals. I feel like it's a lot of hard work packing everything up. But once you get there, you get to just like, enjoy the fruits of your labor like the whole time. So, I mean, I would be working really hard, saving all your money to go to Disney. You just start running around in the middle of all your hard work. But yeah, I think the podcast is when we're recording, that's when we get to enjoy, all the hard work, and David puts a lot into it, and I get to get on and just like be recorded. And it's wonderful.
You're more no, you're more than that. I mean, Carissa is a very crucial component of American Groove. Uh, you know, I don't know if we've gotten into we've spoken about your family and where you're from. Uh, the reason why me and Carissa are such great friends and the reason why we've connected so well as stoners and kind of with that groovy culture um, is because we both have a philosophy of open minded thinking. And I find it so fascinating when I find something really cool and you share it with me and we do the opposite. Or we want to do a new experience. Like, for example,
Yeah.
we went to Santa Barbara with each other and we kind of had that bougie weekend.
The bougie Santa Barbara
Uber
weekend was
trip
wonderful.
was amazing.
You're a very supportive friend. I think, yeah,
Oh, thank you.
we're
Wow.
naturally
Really?
comfortable. Yeah, I think
Oh,
you're a very supportive friend. We're naturally comfortable around each other. We like a lot of the same things. We both have a disgust for, the overdone structure of the world. And it's just like it's really nice. There was a time, David and I had like swapped numbers, and I think we were gonna go to a coworker's party or something like that, which would be your brother. And I was like, okay, well, I'll get your numbers, see when you go or whatever. So then like we had each other's phone numbers, and
oh,
we
I
had kind
vaguely
of
remember
like
this.
we had text back and forth a couple times, and I was just like, David, you want to be best friends? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And I just like put it just like right out there. Like I was just like, you want to be best friends? Like that was, I don't know. It was like, I didn't even really need to say it. Probably. It was probably coming, but like I was just like, okay, so let's just be like clear about this. So, you want to be best friends? Like, I don't know. And it was like, I just knew that like I needed a best friend in my life, and I had been like looking for one, but I never imagined that it'd be as great as you.
This is like so touching because I don't really take very well to compliments, and
I didn't. Like, you're really, really cool.
I try. I mean, the thing for me is that like I was the weird queer kid in school, and I kind of love what I mean weird culture. Okay, let's make this very clear. The kids that never fit in. And you know why we never fit in? Because we preferred something different that the general public thought was disgusting. So
Yeah.
what? So what
It
you?
shouldn't
So
you
what you
shouldn't
want to
have to
like?
deal with it.
No, you
Sorry.
shouldn't.
Go
Oh, mama.
on. I interrupted you.
No, and I'm saying like being goth, being a rock and roller, you know, being one of those people that dresses like it's 1994 every day. You shouldn't be criticized for it. I mean, it's your choice.
Yeah.
It's your life. It's your right to be who you are and what you want to be. I mean, oh, I love this. Hey,
He says, shout out to the
weird,
weird groovy.
groovy, queer kids. Read the next part.
Okay, but if I get close enough, my microphone says he said that's why we get along so well. We're groovy queer kindred spirits.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like for me, I was always an outcast because I couldn't read very well.
Mm.
And so everybody would
We've
make
talked
fun of
about
me.
this.
Like I got made fun of a lot for being bad at school. Just because it's easy, like, to make fun of people who don't learn as quickly as you do. And I think, like, people, if they want to make fun of you, they'll look for anything to like make fun of you about. And that was like an easy target for me. And then it made the learning like even harder. Like, I think I was like more timid about like trying to read or learn in front of other people. So that was just like, I don't know, I was sick a lot. I missed a lot of school, and that was really hard. I often think about why I did so poorly in the school system, and I remember this is so funny, David, I want to tell you. I remember I was in like kindergarten or whatever, and I was like at the teacher's desk, and she was like doing like an assessment, like a quiz, like, like assessing where I was at and what I was learning. And I was sitting there and she's asking me, like the questions, doing an assessment. And I was just kind of like, just like giving like whatever answer. And like, I was just kind of like trying to like, try to do it. But I was like pretty chill about it. Like, I was just sitting there like, oh, like that's right or that's wrong. Or, oh, I think it's this. And then like, I like did like really freaking terrible. Okay. And so then I remember like being at home and my mom was like, Karissa, did you do an assessment today with the teacher? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, okay, well, they're gonna do another one tomorrow.
Oh my
And I
god.
just she's like, they're gonna do another one tomorrow. And I want you to try and focus and pay attention to the teacher and really try very hard to give a the best answer you can possibly come up with, like really, like really focus in on it. And I was like, well, why? Like, I didn't really understand it. Like, I think when I came into the world, I didn't have that type of pressure on myself. Like, I was just kind of like, I'm at the school and I've got friends and what do I do? Like, I was just like, I don't know. I didn't see the importance of forcing myself to learn all these things all at once out of context. It's very, very strange. It just didn't work for me. I think that if I was like actually learning these things like while going through life, having like a person teach it to me as it applies and I need it, it just would have made more sense. Instead, I'm just like being quizzed talking to a person at a desk about things that I've never even, I'm like, why is this important? I
It's
don't know.
not.
It was
It's not
it was
important. It's not
it is
important.
important to learn how to do math and things like that, but
Honey,
I
but
think it would have made more sense if I was trying to solve a problem And I mean, I don't know how you would do that, but like it just for me, I was like, I love that I came into the world not stressed out and they stressed me out. And I mean everybody feels that way, but I want to point out that I came into the world not like this and that the world turned me into this person. And like I'm still me, but like I've been turned into a person that worries and stresses, and I think a lot of us feel that way. I don't know, it's
Well,
gross.
it's the way that society has constructed around us, and
Well,
we
it's
gotta
hard to survive.
we gotta wrap this up in a couple of minutes, and we'll talk off the air.
Oh,
Um,
that's cool.
we'll have a little sorry, we'll have a little me time. Um, the issue is that I was a kid growing up. I have ADHD. I have dyslexia, and the school system that I grew up around with was unacceptable. You could not be dyslexic. You had to learn the Chumash. You had to learn the Gemara. You had to learn it bidiyuk. You had to learn it pinpoint. You had to memorize all the phrases, and if you didn't, you were a bum. You were a disgust to your family. That's the kind of mentality I was raised with. So
Yeah.
and then they
That's
put
very, very intense.
but
Yeah.
then they put you in special schools. You know what special
Yeah.
schools? They put you in a school where I had a principal. I had a white principal when I was in elementary school.
Now, what's he doing there?
1 minute. Let me finish my point. I'm sorry. He bullied me for 7 years
Yeah.
because I was non-white. Okay? This happened in the United States of America. This happened in New York. And I'm not afraid of saying this. And I'm not saying every single kid goes through that. But what I'm saying, this is important. Kids deserve to be educated. Not every kid can learn on the same level. Some kids, some 5-year-olds want to play with Barbies. Some 6-year-old girls want to wear dirty overalls and sneakers. Just let them be kids, for God's sakes. I mean, otherwise, you get what I had when I was growing up, and we don't want that. Like,
Yeah.
of course not. We don't want that.
There's all kinds of things that happen. I feel like nobody cares until like something terrible happens.
I know. And that's unfortunate because then you get incidents where kids can get abused. And sometimes there are better solutions in other places, but this is important. It's important for everybody. It's important for families. It's important for communities because, again, like I said, you don't want that. I mean, if you got kids, if you have a family, anywhere, like, I mean, you're from Iowa, for God's sakes. Nobody would want that.
No, that's crazy. I don't know. I don't have any of those like worries, or I've got a bunch of other worries in my life, I mean, like the school system is behind me. It'd be hard to be back involved with it. I know that I hear other people that I talk like I work with, and they like deal with like their kids, and like their kids getting in trouble at school and things like that. And I feel like having a family is one thing, but once you have your family, you have the school system involved in your life. Man, that's fucking shitty. I don't
That
like
really
it.
is.
Shout out to teachers though. You guys are cool.
I had some really good teachers. I'm not gonna lie, and I really appreciate them. I had one amazing teacher, and I don't want to say her name because due to privacy. But she used to, the way that she got us involved with learning was with drawings, creating lines. As a young age, this was like first or second grade. It was one of the only years of school that I actually like understood. Like I might actually have these books from when I was a kid. Surprise, surprise. But I'm not. We're running out of time. But we will definitely show it in a future bonus.
Yeah. My friend Sarah
Bonus.
is a art teacher for like an entire school. And so she teaches, I think, like every single grade. She does the art classes. And I imagine she's, going to be a lot of great memories of a lot of people's lives.
Yeah. And you know something? She got that experience.
Yeah.
An amazing memory every single day.
She's a really good teacher.
Mm.
She's really good artist. She's a good person to have as an art teacher. It's really, really
Especially
chill.
when they meet them years later, when they become adults after, the teacher meets them, like, remember they taught them as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard
Yeah,
from,
and then you see them like grown up. That's so
yes,
cute. Yeah, that is crazy. Because you probably still see them as like a little boy,
yes, you do. Yeah.
a little kid. I know my mom, when she retired, my mother was a kindergarten teacher for like 40 years or something. When she retired, there were grown, older people who came to her retirement party. And some of them were like old, because she'd been teaching for like 40 years.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, she taught a lot of people.
Do you want to continue this? You want to continue this conversation off the air?
I think we're good.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a good podcast. We'll do it again on Monday.
Yes, we're going to be doing this Monday, not this coming up Monday.
Why not?
But we could do, yeah, we could do, oh, yes, we can. Can we? Can we? All
Yeah.
right. So we'll have another live on Monday. I'll have that scheduled. And thank you, Sean, for showing me how to do the live scheduling, because that actually saved my life. We can actually schedule lives now. Oh,
that's great.
Amazing. But anyway, this has been American Groove. Like I said, I am Dave. That is Karissa. Be sure to check out more of the Lost in the Groove podcast and more. We are on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube at Lost in the Groove Pod. All right, everybody, have a great weekend.